Next question comes from Lauren Miller. It's a two-part question, one of which I think you've already answered in regard to the term limits. So I'll skip to the second part. Please discuss your stance on evaluation of the city manager.
The city manager needs to be evaluated every single day. As we drive around the city as council members, we need to be seeing what's going on in the city. We need to be listening to the residents to find out what's going on in the city. I'll tell you what, if I get a complaint from a citizen, most people, they call their council members, usually the mayor, and they complain. First thing I do is I call the city manager up, because that's the way it is described in our charter. And then I evaluate on how fast that problem is corrected. City manager is evaluated every single day. And even though we don't maybe do it formally on the dais, every one of us, when we're talking to the city manager, we're telling him our thoughts and the ways that he needs to be running the city and what the policies are. Every council meeting, the city manager is evaluated. The city manager is an at-will employee. City manager is gone. All it takes is 3 votes. You get 3 votes of the council, and then he's not employed here anymore, and we're looking for another city manager. That's the way we should be evaluating. Right now in the charter, we have a formal evaluation that takes place once a year. I think that should be in his contract.
Thank you, David. James?
On this past ballot we had, as far as I understand, there was a change in the charter to do away with the evaluation of the city manager. The city manager serves at the pleasure of the council and the people, not the other way around. I think we have a very strong city manager. I don't know enough about it because I haven't worked with the city manager, but I would evaluate him based on criteria. I don't know if there's criteria set up. I haven't seen it, but he'd have to meet some milestones, and he'd get reviewed twice a year, not once a year. He's very important to the city. We have a weak mayor system, and when you have a weak mayor system, you need to make sure that your city manager is not operating in such a way that the council is only following what the city manager has to say. And I noticed that in some of these council meetings, all these issues are coming up and they're voted upon, and generally it's unanimous, but I don't see a lot of debate and discussion. It's generally a rubber stamp, and I just wonder what's going on behind the closed doors with the city manager, because if I were on that council, I would want to debate. I would want to encourage public participation, and I don't see that in the council chambers.
I believe we went a little. Next question is from Marilyn. Do the city council members get a raise, automatic, when city employees get one? And why were city council meetings decreased from bi-monthly to monthly under your mayorship?
Okay, the first part is no. As a matter of fact, if the council raises the employee salaries, the council and the city manager will not participate in that raise. The second part was, why did we decrease the council meetings?
Yes.
The reason why was because we just didn't have enough business to do in 2 council meetings. When we were at 2 a month, and actually we've always been 1 a month during the summer months, so we always have 1 in July, June, and August. We always have 2 in September because we have to have 2 budget meetings. But quite frankly, because of the recession, we weren't handling as many issues. It costs money to hold a city council meeting. You have people there working. That's costing the city money. So to set up and run a council meeting that's going to last a half an hour just wasn't very efficient. So what we ended up doing was we ended up going to 1 a month so that we would have 1 a month that lasts about an hour. Now, one of the best laws that the city of Palm Beach Gardens has is that we cannot run a council meeting past 11:30. Because no good decisions are made after 11:30. You're too tired, and you just want to get out of there. So we have never reached the curfew since we went to 1 a month.
Thank you, David. James?
That just brings to mind, if you're going to have half the meetings, why not decrease your salary by half? But in terms of how many, council meetings a year, I just don't know. I haven't been on the council. If there's more work to do, I think you should have more meetings. But I can't imagine only meeting 12 times a year. I just can't. I think there's more work to be done.